So let me begin with a very big warm hug to all of my trader friends out there laden across the lands. Wherever those lands may be, I welcome you to today's video, which will be one of the more super spectacular, incredibly awesome videos you've ever heard that will grace those beautiful ears of yours. So please stay tuned. Now, before I get started, I promise this is going to be a great video, but before I get started, as I always say in the beginning of the video, if you need help trading, go to tradewithdoug.com. At the top, click on the private community, start trading with me live. If you're a lover of crypto, which you should be, because I think it's going to go a lot higher here, we're going to talk about that today. Sylvia Bellrock and I created this brand new free community for all of you guys that focuses just on microcap penny stocks and crypto called the Penny Pound. All the links are down in the description. Join us today. We had some great trades today across the board. So we'd love to see you guys there. So if you listen to the thumbnail, look, I'm already spitting up. I'm so excited. I'm tongue-tied. I'm so excited. I can't, I'm discombobulated. If you saw the thumbnail, I'm smelling, permeating the air, I should say. Big trouble. Big trouble possibly for this market. Now, I don't want to be the sorcerer of fear here, okay? I just want you guys to be prepared. I'm not the doom and gloomer. You can go back to all the videos I've done for years and years and years. I've never been the kind to come out and just preach the market crash thing. We've survived everything in our world. We've survived world wars. We've survived famine. We've survived all kinds of crazy banking crises, you name it. Goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. Evolution will continue to evolve. We will survive. But I see some big trouble coming up on here, something that we have not, at least I haven't found, and please somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am here at this moment, something we haven't seen before in the markets. And that is when we're talking about this Russia-Ukraine thing. I mentioned this, I believe, in a couple of other videos. We all know the situation here, and I'm not going to go on the political speech of what's right and what's wrong here. But obviously, Russia has received some strict sanctions, and these sanctions continue to pile up. Now, what does this mean to you guys and us as trading, or where I'm talking about these potential problems? Things the Fed cannot fix for us, things that the world hasn't seen before. And that is this. Russia is a big supplier of commodities, and it's a strong financial nation, one that contributes to the cycle of the world. I don't think we've ever removed a country of that size with that much, let's say, financial power. They're not the biggest financial power, but one with that financial power. Completely removed them from the market. We don't know what the impact of that is. I think I was reading here a little earlier today that it's since 2007, the reserves of oil are the lowest they've been since 2007. So where am I going with all of this? What we've experienced with COVID, which is ridiculously massive inflation, with commodity prices like this. I mean, look what Russia produces. Wheat. The chart's just completely parabolic. Oil. Take a look at oil here. I mean, this is just going to continue. And you're crazy to think that these prices don't ripple down into us United States customers, or you guys in Europe. It could be even worse already for those that are around other parts of the globe that directly get that, but the whole world's going to feel this crunch. They're going to feel this commodity crunch. This is going to continue to just fuel inflation. Now, we're responsible for putting ourselves in this position, but this is some of the things I've touched on years ago, is when the Fed cut these rates, made free money, they left themselves. I want to just do this. I'm just going to say it out here, because here's the whole entire the trader biblical cycle of how this worked. When Trump got into office, again, this is not political, I'm just shooting out facts, really put pressure to keep these rates low. Market didn't want rates. They didn't want rates higher. Jerome tried that thing, didn't work. Market almost collapsed in 2018 over it. They kept free money too long. What that did is it never gave us any firepower for any sort of disaster that would happen. What comes along as a perfect storm? COVID. Something nobody expected. This is the way the world works. Puts it right in there. The black cloud lands right at the right time. Now the Fed can't raise rates. Not only can they not raise rates, but now they have to amp up QE to save the markets, much like they did in 2008. So they've been doing this thing all along, and probably last year they should have started raising like most people thought they should have. They should have stopped this free money, but they kept it going, and they kept it going, and they kept it going. Now you put this on here, they're stuck. Now, if you don't believe me, I'll tell you why. Because Powell came out today, testimony today. What does he say? We were going to raise interest rates until the war, until Russia. Now they're backing out on it. Now you've got some conflicting statements still between Powell and Bullard. Bullard says we need to stick to the course. We've got to stop the QE. I don't have it right here, guys, but look, when you're done with this video, go to the balance sheet. Look at the balance sheet. The Fed is still piling it on. This is all Fed still piling on assets. I don't see it, man. I don't see this. So here's what we were thinking. You're going to go into this meeting and get a quarter point, maybe half a point. Now at this point, you get to think, is that even going to do anything? Because if the Fed has to raise, or they do raise, they're going to have to stay on course the whole year. So maybe now they're not even raising, and maybe that's why you saw a squeeze in the market today. So what does this mean? Does free money help us maybe temporarily? But inflation is about to get serious. I don't know what the all-time highs of inflation are. But this Russia invasion of Ukraine does no favors for any of these commodity prices. You're going to feel this ripple down effect across the globe. We don't know what kind of ripple effect we're going to feel by pulling out that financial power from the market. Again, I'm not saying whether it's right or it's wrong. They should be sanctioned, but still, this is something we don't know how it applies to our market. So when we look at the S&P, we got a good rally today. It was strong. It's still respecting. It looks like it's going to break out. And you have to understand that during these times, there will be squeezes. So let me just cut to the chase. Here's what we're really talking about. There will be squeezes. There will be rallies. That's going to happen. You know, some of the most vicious bounces come in the most vicious sell-offs. But if you think this is over, you're wrong. If you think we're going to get out of this overnight, you're wrong. This is not the last we've seen of this. This is not the last that we heard of this. And as we move towards the Fed meeting this month, more and more pressure is going to be on this market. And it's going to be tough for all of us to make trades in this. This market is schizophrenic. I mean, everything you do has to be temporary. I mean, I'm down to like small swing trades and day trades. Just day trade, day trade, day trade, day trade. I don't want to hold this crap overnight because I don't know what may come out. Now, like I said in the beginning of this spiel, we're going to be all right. Humanity shall survive. We will prevail. We've come through other things. Market will eventually go up. So if you're thinking about 20 years from now, turn this off. But I'm talking about in the short term, what I think is the best for everyone. I'm just recommending here. Don't chase these rallies, man. Don't chase these rallies. Keep your risk to a tasteful minimum, something that's manageable. Take only good setups, good clean risk versus reward. And even then, you still have some outside factors because, again, what we can really experience here, or what we are experiencing, is this market is headline sensitive. Any headline could come out and send it either parabolic or into a tailspin. Now, speaking of headlines, much like the trade war, doesn't have to be a legitimate headline. It doesn't have to be facts. It could be made up. There's always agendas being pushed all over the globe. But the point of this video today to talk to you about trouble a-brewing. We haven't seen this in history before where we removed a financial superpower completely from the markets. We have no idea what this will do. If we go to the commodity market for clues, you're going to see gold continue to rise. You're going to see oil continue to rise. Yeah, there'll be pullbacks, but this is going to continue to rise until this problem is over with. You're seeing wheat. You're seeing all kinds of other things that are just exploding. So again, we've been in a commodity bubble for a very long time in our country from COVID. We have supply chain disruptions, and we still have those. I'm sure you guys understand it, right? You got supply chain disruptions already. Now what are you going to do when the supply is completely cut, right? When a big chunk of that supply, when a big chunk of that oil is cut, a big chunk of that wheat is cut, a big chunk, I don't know, uranium. I mean, this can get seriously out of control. So not here to spread fear, just telling you guys, be very, very careful. Where do we go from here? As I said, got to be careful. Like I showed you oil straight up in the air. I wouldn't personally buy into this market right now. You probably got Fed talking today about not raising rates, probably gave everybody some excitement. That could definitely continue tomorrow. We could go higher. But something tells me that's just temporary. I mean, you've had bounces back here that were temporary. So this thing can easily reconnect technically with the 200-day moving average and pull back. I look at a few other things here. I was talking about Bitcoin in the very beginning. Again, when we start looking at potential scenarios as another form of money, if you think about it, again, I'm just here to make money. I'm not trying to do the political thing, but unfortunately, sometimes it crosses paths with us as traders. If you can't move money around because you're blocked from the banking system of the world, how can you do that other than gold, Bitcoin, other forms of cryptocurrencies? And I think that's why you've seen that rally come off the bottom. Had a kind of a quiet day today, but I still think that you can see more here. And if inflation continues to get out of control, this could even go higher. So, we have to think about these kind of things and what's the best opportunities for us to make money in this type of an environment. If you don't want to make money in this type of environment, I suggest you don't really put any big money to work until you get some more data. Again, I don't think you're going to miss a rally that goes back to all-time highs. I don't think that's going to happen. I wouldn't rule out anything anymore in this world, but consider that. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I just kind of been ranting here. What's the big trouble? The big trouble is commodity prices are going to go through the roof. This is going to do nothing to help us in the bad situation we've been in. Again, we just got out of COVID almost, tail end of it, mask mandates removed here in Nevada. Next thing you know, this, right? This is not going to help. And we're going to continue to battle inflation. And if the Fed does not doesn't raise rates, look out. It's going to get even worse. We're going to be paying like $50 for a loaf of bread. We're all going to have to move off grid and grow our own vegetables and harvest them. I know we all kind of have this passion to go out and live in the woods. Well, some of us do. Might be forced to live in the woods to save money, right? And you already feel it. The consumer already feels it. Again, it's a ripple effect. People will stop buying. Consumer confidence go down. GDP goes down. You can figure it out. It's just like a domino, house of cards. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching today's video. I do appreciate your participation and even your criticism if you want to throw it out my way. Why don't you open up a dialogue? Let me know a little bit more about what you're thinking here with Russia versus Ukraine. Let me know how inflation is biting you. Let me know how the job market's treating you. Let me know how the world is treating you. I look forward to talking to you guys here in the near future. Take care. See you soon.